Did you know that this set was so popular in 1999 that they named an entire website after it? Hello everyone and welcome to another Retired Review. Today I'm taking a look at set number 8505, Amazon. The set was released in 1999, contains approximately 36 pieces, and during time of release was about $6. Finally, the green one! I remember seeing this one a lot when I was much younger, looking at Bionicle pictures online. It would pop up and I'd be like, ooh, that one's really cool. And then I wanted it because it has the turquoise hand pieces and I wanted to make an O3 Kongu. And okay, let's go ahead and get into things. Disclaimer, I'm a Bionicle fan, and as such, all of the opinions will be through that lens. I'm looking at this series to see what it was like before Bionicle. Let's begin. Right out the gate, I'm a big fan of this color scheme. I quite like it. It's turquoise and mata green, as I call it, and that's what I associate it with. And I quite like it. It's two really cool colors that I quite enjoy put together. Now, I say I like it because it's green. However, I'm also not as much of a fan of it as I am of other green-related color schemes, particularly this shade of green and lime. So I definitely put it a few steps below that and maybe a few others, but I do enjoy it and quite biased toward it. As far as the build, like the other Slicers, it's not too complex. There's nothing super intricate going on here. The entire set is based all around a large gear that serves as the primary function, and speaking of functions, we'll get into that real quickly. It has two, one being the large gear. You turn something on his back, and his head and shoulders will move up and down depending on the direction, and the other, of course, is the Throwbot function. You take his arm, you click it in, put a disc in, pull back, release, and the disc will fly, no problem. I don't like the arm because it kind of sticks out and it's a little awkward. Not a big fan of that. Posability is a bit difficult because of it. However, the functions work perfectly fine. As far as his look is concerned, not just his build, it has a few pieces that I don't recall seeing being those pieces in these colors during Bionicle's run, notably the legs, the hand pieces, obviously, the Throwbot feet. I don't remember them being in these colors, so they weren't really used again after this. Maybe some non-Bionicle Technic or Construction figures, but certainly not the series I'm familiar with. So it's kind of cool to see them in these colors. To me, they're new because I haven't had any prior experience with them. As for the face, he has a face print, and it's one of the more recognizable ones, but again, it's not iconic enough for me to remember it after seeing this set. If I look away, I won't be able to tell you anything other than long eyebrow. Few things I'm not too stoked about. He doesn't have great stability due to the top heaviness of the set and the small feet. I'm also not too thrilled about his machete. It basically amounts to a small knife. Like on his box art, it shows him cutting down a tree, but it's really just a knife. I'm not a big fan of the small size of it compared to the rest of the figure. As far as discs are concerned, he comes with two. He comes with his own, which is in the shape of a leaf, which of course is really neat. It's a disc in mata green, which I'm quite a fan of. And the other one is actually one for another Slicer entirely. In this case, it's one for Electro. Like all of the other Slicers, Amazon comes with his own container. It looks like a spaceship. It has the usual stuff, the disc, the arm, Technic, and of course, the belt loops. And of course, like the rest of the Slicers, he does fold. He folds in a very specific way. Again, this isn't a method that I like using. It's a little complicated, and I say complicated in a relative sense. It's not a complex way of doing things. It's just, unless I do this repeatedly, day in, day out, I won't remember how to do this. So I'm not a big fan of it. It makes me less inclined to bring it out of its container, because then I just have to fold it up again. But there it is. Overall, I'm quite biased toward Amazon. He's green, he's turquoise, he has a sword, machete, knife thing. I like all of these things. Having the set here, though, he feels to me just like most of the other Slicers. There's nothing outside of his color scheme and maybe the antenna that make him really stand out to me, that makes me really want to go, yeah, I really like this set. I'm going to purchase it. You know what? I'm going to go around wearing Amazon's mask while I do reviews of all the Slicers. There's nothing here that makes me go, this is excellent. I am super stoked about it. Is it my favorite? Definitely. Would I recommend it? I say if you're into the green sets, certainly. Otherwise, you can certainly pass on this one. I don't think you're going to be missing out on anything outside of some really cool part recolors, which you can of course get online. And that's it. That has been my review of Amazon. Tell me what you think in the comments below while we still have them. Hopefully you enjoyed this review, and I always enjoy seeing what your comments say. And that's about it. Thank you once again so much for watching. Join me next time when I look over the next Slicer, and one of the more unique ones, Granite. Thanks once again. See you next time. Farewell.